Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Scott Gerber is with us today. He's an ONU law professor. We're talking a little bit about President Biden's nominee to the U.S. Supreme Court to replace the retiring Stephen Breyer. The choice, obviously, Ketanji Brown-Jackson, who I think you said had a very nice resume and will do a nice job. But you talked a little bit about educational diversity, which is not, I guess, the type of diversity we've been hearing so much about in this pick. Describe what that is, first of all.
Yeah, I wanted who Representative Jim Clyburn wanted and who Senator Lindsey Graham wanted, and that was Michelle Childs, who's a U.S. District Judge in South Carolina and also a nominee to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. And my argument was we have enough Harvard and Yale Supreme Court justices. That seems to be a prerequisite in modern times. And I think you need other ways to think about things. And so Judge Childs went to University of South Carolina for law school, and she's well qualified and credentialed, and I thought she would be the better pick. But as you said, Judge Brown-Jackson is a terrific pick also.
Yeah, I think most people agree with you on that. But, you know, you talked about this idea that we pick so many and that there seems to be this prerequisite. You have to come from Harvard or Yale, and you even mentioned, I think, Notre Dame has a great law school as well. But there's kind of this elitist mentality. Explain that, if you could, in kind of that, there's kind of a world within a world on some of these colleges and the law schools.
Yeah, I mean, people that go to those kind of law schools, and I went to one, and they all think the same way. It's all elitism and regular people aren't smart enough and all that nonsense. Some people have to go to different types of schools because of family reasons, or they can't afford it. You know, they have to put themselves through college and law schools, or their spouse lives in the area and needs to stay in the area, or their family, or they want to run for office, and it's good if you go to the law school in the home state, things like that. And historically, as I itemized in the op-ed I wrote a few weeks ago in the National Law Journal, we've had some wonderful Supreme Court justices that didn't go to Harvard or Yale. Thurgood Marshall, how's that one? He argued and won Brown v. Board. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. You know, it's funny, one of the quotes you put in there, and I'm paraphrasing this poorly, but there was a person that worked for Nixon that talked about, hey, basically mediocre people need representation too. But that, you know, it was an odd way to put it, the way he said it. But the gist of what he's saying, as you mentioned earlier, that there's a lot of us everyday people that need representation.
Yeah, and I'm not endorsing mediocrity. I'm simply saying that you can find quality outside of Harvard and Yale, believe it or not. And, you know, these high rollers and power brokers in Washington, D.C., they don't seem to realize that. And I find that ironic, and Representative Clyburn also found it ironic because Joe Biden himself didn't go to elite academic institutions. He's done pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think that is? Because Democrats and Republicans are both guilty of this, of immediately going to Yale or Harvard, and that's been the trend for a few decades. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think people have a tendency to think that if they did something, that's the only way to do it. And so the people making a lot of these decisions, the people advising the president, went to those types of schools. And so they think, okay, I'm wonderful, so I went there, so you have to go there to be wonderful. I think it's as simple as that.
Just out of curiosity, how do you think the nominee will do for the Senate hearings?
I think she'll be confirmed. She deserves to be confirmed. She's got terrific credentials. She came across very well earlier in the week when President Biden introduced her, and she has great experience. One really good thing about her was that she, for a couple of years, was a federal public defender. We've never had that. That'll bring that perspective to it. She was a trial judge. That's unusual also. Justice Sotomayor was a trial judge as well, and then an appeals court judge. And Justice Brown-Jackson has that same background. And so that's good. There's a lot of good things about her. And again, I'm not saying that it's not a terrific pick. I just said he had 3 front runners, and I just thought he should have picked one of the other 2.
Yeah, it's definitely food for thought. Where can we see this latest op-ed?
National Law Journal, a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And I'm telling you, if folks haven't had a chance to read some of the op-eds, I mean, you've had them in major publications around the country and around the world. So it's nice to have that from our little area, you know, that's kind of spreading out across the nation.
Yeah, you just proved my point for me, Jeff. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, right. We're not going to be elitist here. That's right. Hey, Dr. Gerber, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Nice chatting with you, and we'll be back after this.